the game. That's what they want. This is why 2020 and the things that are happening right now, this is all by design. They're breaking this whole system down because they're bringing in their new world order. And all that money, you dummies that got yourself into that dog coin and crypto coins and all that crap that's on your phone, and they're saying, oh, it's worth 50,000 a coin. It's in your phone. You don't even touch this thing. That's all. That's part of the Rothschilds game. They played you. It's worthless. It's all worthless. The number one thing, it's going to be ruled by the Federal Reserve. They're pushing for the RFID. They're going to have trouble. They're not going to share this with nobody. It's like Russia and the BRICS, they're coming out with the gold standard. They're against this. All right? But once that nuclear event happens, that black swan event, the Rothschilds, the Federal Reserve, is going to put their claws on the four corners of this earth. The whole world, they'll be pushing for that chip implant. But then Russia and China and North Korea will break away. And that'll be going into the fourth quarter. And that's when they attack, invade America, and eventually they'll nuke America to kingdom come, and Israel will be nuked. Those are going to be in other scriptures. So Georgia House of Representatives, in 1995 to 1996 sessions, they passed the death penalty, the guillotine provisions. They have guillotines in every major city in America. The concentration camps are ready. They've been ready. All right, just like when Hitler built the concentration camps in Germany 10 years before it all went down. Well, they've been building these concentration camps here in America probably from the 1960s. It shows Daddy Bush talking about the New World Order. All right? They worship Satan. The God that's on your dollar bill and on your money, in God we trust, that's just a title. That's not Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the ancient Hebrew name that's in the Bible. The God, that title, that God the America worships, and Israel and NATO, the ancient Roman Empire, the Greco-Roman American, Israeli, Khazar Empire, they worship Satan, Beelzebub. That's who they worship. The method of execution is to cut off your head, who doesn't go hand to hand with the one world order. Whoever bucks up is going to be executed. The American Holocaust and the coming New World Order. Oh, it's going to be chaos out here. Chaos. And I told you the government likes to follow me around. It was a couple years ago. I was at one of those, what was it, the store called, one of those camping places. I can't even think of the name now. I was outside. The guy approached me and just started talking to me. An older gentleman. He said he worked for the government. He came out right to my face and says, "I'm with the government. And what do you think about Russia?" And we talked. And I said, "Russia's going to nuke America to kingdom come." And he backed up like this. And he said that they're ready to bring out the New World Order and martial law. And he said that they have robots that will shoot people in the streets when that crisis comes, when that chaos comes. And he said these robots, these machines and drones could shoot you from a mile away, right between your eyes. This is what's coming. They've had this plan. By the time you realize, by the time you wake up, it's going to be too late. Okay? But this is all by design. The American Holocaust, look up the no-hide laws, will be activated, and the guillotines will be used in America and on the four corners of this earth. But America is going to be the most chaos because they're the most spoiled people on the face of the earth. You've lived a charmed life. All these kids here in America are lazy, spoiled, rotten brats. and you haven't seen nothing yet. Okay? Man, it's going to get crazy out here. Well, let me get right into the scriptures. I want to get into Ecclesiastes real quick, because everything comes in a perfect balance. A time for everything. And one thing on this channel, you're going to learn about perfect balance. All right? Now, your preachers, those Protestants, Joel Osteen and all those false prophets, they only give you the sugar. They only give you the honey. They cherry pick the scriptures. They don't give you the bitter. All right? Over here, you're going to get the bitter and the honey. And the honey is in the kingdom to come when Yahweh Shai comes. All right? That's going to be the good life when he comes and resets this earth. Right now, we're in the times of lamentations, mourning, and woe. All right? So, a time for everything. Everything that happens in the world happens in the time that Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai chooses. This is the holy book of Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. Everything that happens in the world happens at the time God chooses. He sets the time for birth and the time of death. There's a time to be born and there's a time to die. He sets the time for birth and a time for death, a time for planting and a time for pulling up. We're in the time of pulling up. That everything, all the trees and plants are going to die. That's the four dreaded horsemen. And it's here right now. We're in the sixth seal. Don't listen to those Protestants and they're lying to you that you're going to get picked up and you're not going to see this. No, they've been lying to you. All right? The prophets are here. And we're going to be here all the way to the end. And many of us will be picked up. And that's in Revelation chapter 17, when the whore who sits on the beast rages war with the prophets. Rages war with the 144,000 saints, and rages war on the great multitude of brothers and sisters. The time of Jacob's trouble. The time, there's a time for killing and a time for healing. We're in a time of war. We're in the time of killing. We're in World War III. This is the time, the end of the age, the purge, the rebirth. He sets the time for tearing down and a time for building. See, the time of building was the 1920s, 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. That was the time of plenty. All right? Now we're in the time of tearing down. Just like all the businesses here in America, the corporations, they're breaking all the businesses. The malls are closing. Soon, all the McDonald's will be closed. Starbucks, Burger Kings, Popeyes. No one's going to have money to buy food. That's the black horse, the horse of famine. But everything, all the stores will be empty. And he sets the time for sorrow and a time for joy. The joy is gone. We're in the time of sorrow. You losing your jobs. In a time of recession, and then you'll go into a depression where people go on drugs and alcohol, and then suicide comes. Depression. We're going into a depression. We've been in a recession. We're going into the depression. It's high inflation. We're going into hyperinflation. A time for making love and a time for not making love. This is not a time to make love. This is time to get your boots, get your pants. This is time to be rugged. This is not a time to put on a 3,000 Baroni suit, some Versace. This is time to put your gold jewelry away, your precious jewels, and go in your yard somewhere and dig your metals deep into the ground. All right, but this is no time to be having children. This is no time to be getting married. This is a time, we're in the time of war. The fourth turning, a time of crisis, chaos. That's the time that we're in. The good days are over. Your freedom is over. You've always been a slave. You thought, you had the illusion that you owned a home, you owned this land, you took a day off. But now people are working 7 days a week, working 2, 3 jobs just to eat, just to pay their rent. Over 5 million Americans haven't paid their rent in months. Over 5 million haven't paid their mortgages. The defaults. It's all collapsing around us. I mean, you have to be blind not to see it. The writing is on the wall. Get ready to meet your maker. A time for kissing and a time for not kissing. This is no time for kissing. All right? A time for saving and a time for throwing away. This is a time to throw all the junk out of your home. This is a time to have a garage sale. This is time to get your house in order. Get rid of everything. Get rid of everything. Sell it and buy assets, water, sardines, tuna, and olive oil. Your pink salmon and olive oil. Because you're gonna, and get ready with your backpack. Because millions and millions of people will be displaced here in America. And look at the storms and the tornadoes that have been hitting all over the United States. I can't even keep up with it. And Houston, it's getting, the Most High is destroying Houston with floods and tornadoes, roofs. Do you think the insurance is bad now? In the next 12 to 36 months, man, it already went through the roof. It's past the moon. It's going to Mars. The insurance is going to get so expensive. It's going to be more than your mortgage. And you dummies that sign for a mortgage. A mortgage means the morgue, you dummy. I'm going to bring out some good videos about the interest you dummies are paying. But you're greedy. You wanted these 500,000, 800,000, 1.2 million homes. You people disgust me. And he sets the time for love and a time for hate. All right, that's perfect balance. We're in the time of hate, civil war, race wars, world war. Evil is on this earth now. And the only ones that have the true love are your prophets. We're bringing out the truth. We're bringing out the word of God. And that's the true love. That's the true, where it talks about kissing, he's kissing you with love if you obey his word. This is the time we're living in. I'm going to close this lesson out. This is probably getting close to 30 minutes. This camera only holds 30 minutes. If you want to watch the longer version, you have to go to Days of Chaos, Days of Sorrow. There's 3 channels on there. There's 2 of them that hold the 1, 2, 3 hours videos on there. This one only holds 30 minutes. So if you want to go to Days of Chaos, Days of Sorrow, and I'm going to get into more scriptures. And then, like I said, the next couple weeks, I'm going to be pushing it on the RFID, because that's what we're going into. We're going to get deep into where the government and those churches, the Roman pagan church and the Protestants, they're hand to hand, they're in collusion with the government, and they're going to push out the New World Order. And you're going to see these Protestants on TV with your president, with your Congress and your Senate, And they're going to be telling you to get that implant, that chip, all right? But it's all lies. We're the only ones on the face of the earth that are telling you the truth. We have 100% truth. You do not take the mark, because you will be destroyed. Only God's elect are going to be saved. Most High willing, I'll be here tomorrow. I hope all you brothers and sisters were edified with this lesson. Most High willing, I'll be here tomorrow. The water.